As someone who is working as a software engineer for 6 years, if I was starting from scratch today, no experience, no background, just a blank CV, here is what I would do. I made a lot of mistakes when I started programming, so in this video I will walk you through the key steps I would take if I was starting as a developer or software engineer today. Step 1. Stop learning as a spectator. Back when I first started as a developer, I thought that watching tutorials was what would help me level up in my career. I was so wrong. So I had this Laracast subscription. Shout out to Laracast, by the way, and not sponsored. I used to watch their videos all the time, and I used to do what they do, and it felt good. But as soon as I had to write the code by myself, I would freeze. I literally couldn't write basic stuff myself. That's because when I was watching videos, I was copying what they would do, but I didn't understand why they do it. I was not developing my logical thinking, I was not developing my problem solving. For the people that are new here and don't know much about programming, problem solving is not just solving a problem. Well, it kinda is, but let me explain. It includes two parts. How to solve the problem, which involves breaking down a problem into smaller steps. When followed, these steps lead to the solution. And the second part is how to express those steps using a programming language. This is important to understand because in our life we constantly solve problems by breaking them down in smaller steps. Like literally earlier, my water got turned off, so I had to turn the boiler off so that it wouldn't overheat. And wait, did I turn it back on? Problem solving is not something that you learn overnight or by watching a tutorials. It comes from getting stuck, trying to do things and breaking things, and slowly learning how to move through the problems that you have without somebody holding your hand the whole time. If I was starting today without any experience, this is the first thing that I would change. And listen, I'm not saying that tutorials are bad in a way. A lot of people, me included, I still watch tutorials, but nowadays I know what I'm looking for in a tutorial. You can still watch tutorials if you want to see how stuff are done or what is needed from you or to get ideas and inspiration for your ideas, but when you watch tutorial, please don't write code, leave everything aside, only take notes and watch the clip. After the clip is done, stop everything and start coding. This is the fastest way to learn, by building stuff, by creating stuff. Step 2. Language. When I was beginning my journey, I thought picking the right language was going to decide my whole future. I started with Java. It was painful, depressing in a way. Then I applied to a job and I never touched Java after that. So you see the point, language choice matters, but it's not make it or break it. Now with AI everywhere, it's super easy to get into different languages, or at least their syntaxes and rules. Please do not overuse AI. Don't use it for everything. It's very easy to fall into this loophole. If there is one thing that you need from AI, it's confidence. AI will give you answers with full confidence when it's completely wrong. And this part is a bit funny, but there is also something useful in it. Because beginners usually have the opposite problem. They hesitate too much, they doubt themselves too much, they wait too long before trying something new. So, how do we build confidence? And the answer here is the same as before. By building things. Build a website, build an application, build something ugly AF. The point is not to impress people, the point is to start moving. And if I had to pick a language in 2026, I would probably go with JavaScript or Python. Why? Because the job market is still super big for those two. Pretty much when applying for job, you need to adapt to what the market is looking for. At least in our industry, this is how it goes. Now the third step, and probably the hardest one, is getting into the job. I remember my first interview, I was so stressed that my stomach declared a war on me, like literally. It was a full day interview at their office where they simulate how a day in their office will go by, and I had to use the toilet at least 20 times. This does two things. It makes me look pathetic, meaning that I would work for less money, and I'm not speaking about me going to the toilet, but me being nervous, and that also makes me look amateur. Well, I kinda was amateur and I would work for less money, but that's not the point. When you show up to an interview in this state, it's not even about your knowledge anymore. You're just too busy trying to survive the situation. In 2023, I applied to over 100 positions, and I'm not exaggerating here. I got so many calls, so many interviews, that eventually something in me changed. I got one call from this random agency I didn't really care about, and because I was not emotionally attached to the outcome, the whole interview felt completely different. I was relaxed, I spoke better, I saw myself way better, and eventually I got the job. It doubled my previous salary. When you finally get to interviews, when you are applying to jobs, use the job requirements as a cheat sheet, not as a reason to panic. Look through them. If you don't know them, check what they mean. You can learn what they are asking from you in like 1 hour. Understand them enough that you can talk about them calmly without stressing out. You don't need to know every single thing perfectly. Nobody knows everything. Most of the time, those requirements are just the company wish list anyway. To summarize things, I had massive To summarize things, don't treat interviews as a life or death final boss. So, this is part 4, and here I will just list the beginner mistakes that I will try to avoid. 1. Don't switch stacks constantly. What is a stack? If you don't know that, Google it. This is how you develop problem-solving skills. 2. Don't overuse AI too early. Or at all, don't overuse it. You need to develop logical problem-solving thinking. They do not help with that. 3. Don't stay in tutorial hell. Everyone is saying that. I'm saying it a bit different. You can still watch tutorials, but don't write code when you watch them. Just use them as an inspiration. Just watch what they are doing, get ideas, and apply them to your code after you're done watching, not while you are watching. 4. Don't wait to feel ready. You will never be ready. Just apply to as many jobs as possible, learn and do stuff, and eventually you will find a job. 5. Important one. Write it down. Don't take rejection personal. They don't care about you. You're just one of many. Most of the times AI is reviewing your CV. It's not personal. You just have to apply and do your best, and that's all that matters. Eventually, you will find the job. So to wrap things up, these are the stuff that I would do now if I was looking for a job without any experience. Yes, the market is hard, but it's not impossible. If you like the video, please subscribe and leave a like. I'm trying different formats in this channel. I would appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Bullseye. Bye bye. Bye bye.